Hello AV, welcome. Call here from the admin team. I have a review today for a kit that was sent on to me by John Bold, courtesy of John Bold should I say, and it was sent on through a person called Alan Green, who is he owns a vaping consultancy over in Shenzhen in China. He helps bring new product to market, etc. This is the Kroma-A iSub-B kit with the PLEX3D coil. Now obviously the Kroma-A's been out for a while now, but they keep pairing it with newer devices, this one being the iSub-B kit tank, and this is the kit form. Comes in 3 colours. This is the stainless steel one. Let's just have a look, see the focus. It might focus in for me. No, will it check? Anyway, this is the stainless steel one. They do it in gunmetal and rose gold as well. Rose gold comes with a black tank. So I'm going to just tilt the camera down. This is all unedited by the way. It's just easier for me, so I'll tilt the camera down. And this is what you get in the box. Let me just alter the... I'll turn autofocus off, and then... So that's what you get. And then you open it up. Nice packaging from Innokin. And within this packaging you get an accessories pouch, and under here is, in the accessories pouch you get a vape band, micro USB cable, and lots of pamphlets and information. That's about the Kroma-A and filling it, etc. So we'll stick that back in there. And then under here you get the Kroma-A, the tank, the bubble glass, and spare coil. This is the USA version, only to be sold in USA. That's what was sent to me, but where the TPD version will be a 2mm tank, and it will not come with the bubble glass because of the TPD laws. It'll probably come with a spare glass, but it'll be the 2mm version of the tank. Pricings I don't know of just yet. I think the tank will be quite on its own. You can purchase it on its own. It's quite cheap. It'll be, I think it's under the £20 mark. I think it's, I've sort of had a look around, and it looks like it's going to be about 15-16 quid mark, which is very cheap. But there's a few niggles with it. We'll go through that as we run through. So we'll take the tank out, we'll take the mod out, and then we'll close up. I'll show you the coil first. This is I've got a coil inside, but I'll show you the coils. Now these coils are 33 to 55 watts range. They're meant to be the new PLEX3D coil is meant to be it's a mesh coil, but it's meant to give you more flavour and vapour at lower wattages, and I must say it does work very, very well. So let me just take the zoom in. There we are, and it's 30 to 55 watts, 0.35 ohm the coils are, and that's the mesh inside. It's got like a 3D surface to the coil, and it heats up really quick and cools down really quick, and it is quite instant when you vapor this. Really instant. It has a O-ring on the bottom there, and the threading's on the coil. So your 510 threading is on the coils that you buy, and I've seen Vaping 101 selling these Plex coils, and they're $9.99 for a pack of 5, so not bad price as well. So that's the coil. So we'll put that back in its package. Sorry if I'm out of focus. Let's put you back in. I like to use manual focus where possible, so we'll just close that up. Ooh. That's how the package comes anyway. Quite nice packaging again from Innokin, always is. So we'll go through the mod, and we'll get some focusing on the mod. Right, so this is the Kroma-A mod. It's got up and down, micro USB, fire button, spring loaded 510, solid 510, and that's the base. It's an inbuilt 2000 milliamp battery, and it has a nice grippy feel here, which is like a plastic feel, but it's solid. Got a tiny little bit of rattle from the buttons, but nothing, you can't really feel that when you're in use. And a nice screen there, old school, but it does its job. I'll just run through this quickly because the Kroma is it's an older device now. So you're in watches mode there. Obviously it's coming up check atomizer. So if you click 3 times, it powers it off. If you click 3 times again, it powers back on. Hold the up button and the fire button, changes to NI, then TI, then SS, then back to wattage mode. Let's just move the focus out a bit, that's it. And then if you hold the fire button and the minus button together, when you're in temperature mode, you can alter the wattage for your preheat. So it gets you a 75 watt device, and you can alter the preheat from 25 up to 75. 25 is the lowest you could go, but I would, with preheat, I would just leave it at between 60 and 75 if you're using it in temperature mode. Then you've got on the screen, excuse me, it doesn't stay on very long, you've got your battery level and then the vaping time. That's your vaping time of each hit. If you hold down the plus and minus, you can flip the screen. If you hold it, press and hold them, both plus and minus, and you can flip it back again. If you just press to view, it tells you your battery voltage and also, oh, I had too long. Come on, back the other way. That's it. And your puff count, which it resets. It does reset. Screw the tank on. And then it comes up with, well, as soon as you screw the tank on, it recognises the coil straight away, which is it has got a bit of juice in the coil because I've been using it, but I took it out for cleaning the tank out, so it's not dry. Same, and then you can scroll across, sorry, that way, NI 200, TI for titanium, stainless steel. So it's giving you the option on when you put your tank on to choose your choice of coil. The only thing with these PLEX3D coils is it doesn't tell you, or Innokin don't tell you what it is, but we use them in wattage mode. So we just go over to the power, the wattage mode there, select it. It's 0.33 ohms it's coming in at, and that's it really for that. It's quite a basic mod. No, not the features are there. You know, the main features are there. So we'll get onto the tank, which I love to hate, if you know what I mean. So we've got a 510 drip tip, dual O-ringed. Then we have the base, which unscrews. And just before I take the base off, on the base we have 4 holes, and it's the direct lung hit. It's a direct lung tank, but it's a restrictive direct lung tank. It's not very airy. It's not like the sub-ohm tanks that we're used to, like the Falcons and stuff. It is a restricted direct lung. If it was like on a scale of 1 to 10, this would be like a 5 or a 6 of tightness. And obviously the 510 there is coming off your coil, because this unscrews, and then that's inside the base. Nothing to see really. And then that's your coil. And all you do, like most like all the iSub tanks, is you pull it out, and it's the same coil as what's in the package I've shown you already. So what you do is you slide it in. It's got 2 notches, and you keep the notch. You've got to line up the notches, and then you've got to make sure it sits flush on the base, or else you're going to get leaking. So just turn it around, it'll click in, and it has to be sitting flush on the base, and push it down. When you screw this on, this will push it down to what it should be anyway, but don't screw it on dead tight, or you'll have problems getting it off. Top cap is unscrewed. I'm laughing because this is the bugbear of mine with this filling system. Now as you unscrew it, I'll show you in a second. I'll just take the glass off. This has a when you unscrew it, it has a spring-loaded central column that stops the juice flow. It closes off the juice flow to the coil when you're opening the top cap, which is a good idea. It's a really good idea. It stops any excess juice being allowed into the coil, and also when you screen back on, it stops it the air pressure normally that floods the coil and comes, and that's why you get juice in the base. But I'll tell you in a second. Put the glass back on. The glass fits in, and it's really nice fit. It's sturdy. The glass won't come out when you're filling, but it's like the old Cleto style. So we'll just fill it up while we're on the camera. I'm going to fill it up with some Illusions Taste of Gods. This is a 0 milligram, but I've added it's a 0 milligram short fill, but I've added 1 nick shot to it, and it's now a 70/30 VG/PG. Because I've used a 100% VG nick shot. So dead easy fill. The tank up, like I say, the glass is going nowhere. It also comes with the bubble glass to use as well if you end up getting the international version. Then with the top cap, which I absolutely hate this top cap, you push down to pick up the threads and then screw on. And you only have to screw it on just until you can feel it touch the glass of the O-ring, because there's no ring in that top cap. Now what I had this yesterday, and I tried to take this top cap off, and it was an absolute nightmare to take off. It got sort of like airtight sealed onto the top of the glass, and I couldn't get it off. I ended up 10-15 minutes trying to get the top cap off with 2 towels and rubber gloves, etc. It is implemented, the system inside is implemented very well. The top cap is not done very well at all. It needs some nailing on here. It's too smooth. It's really smooth, really smooth, and it's also bevels. If it ever gets stuck, you have to use rubber gloves and stuff to try and get it off. It really is poor design, in my opinion. And then you put your top cap on, your 510, bring the mod over, it'll ask for same coil again. I'll screw it on. There we are. That works every time, it's never failed. I just click same now because it's the same. And then when it's firing, you get a green light. Does charge 2 amp. It charges at 2 amp quick charge, and it charges in about an hour and a half. It's really quick at charging, an hour and a half, 2 hours. And it's quite quick really, and that's from charging from my USB port on my Xbox One that's here. You can also obviously charge from your computer or from a wall. I would just charge it from one of the USB ports on your games console or your computer really. And then when the battery's half full, you've got 2 battery levels. That's showing you the colour there, which is a traffic light. It's green, amber and red. Red's obviously, when you're firing, if it's red, the battery bar will be quite low on here, and then the battery bar will be low and it'll be showing red here. That means you've got to charge it. If it's amber, it's sort of 50%ish, but it's quite a brightish light, but you don't see it when you got your finger over it. So, and that's the Kroma-A iSub-B kit, guys. So I'll just bring the camera back up again. Boop. That's me. So I'll have some final thoughts on it, and I'll have a quick vape on it. I use it fully open because it is a restrictive direct lung. I got that at 55 watts, which is at the top end of their scale. But you can use it. You can use it at 60, 65 watts, no problem. I think the sweet spot for this is about 58 watts, 58 to 60 watts. And when you're vaping on it, with it being a restricted direct lung as well, it's quite a warm vape. Even on a 0.35 ohm coil, it's quite a warm vape, and I get the feeling of it being like a 75 to 80 watt vape from, even though it's at 58 watts. And that's what the idea behind the PLEX3D coil is. No dry hits. No dry hits there. Every one of them vapes was saturated, fully saturated vape. Right. There we go. But yeah, the main bugbear for me is the top cap. That could have been implemented way better than what it is. Loads better than what it is. It just needed something simple like keeping it straight and putting knurling on it, because it's got that curve to it. Keeping it straight and putting some knurling on it would have been far easier for end consumers like myself, or potential buyers of it, to have an easy open type top cap. They could have implemented on that channel there. There's a push down click system, push down and click, which would have been far better than the threading, and it would have worked a lot better. But it just picks up on, it seals itself to the glass. If I remember rightly, I think some of the Cletos suffered from that from time to time, but you could get that off easier than you could get this. This is really smooth round here, and I mean really smooth. Just got no knurling on at all. Well, thanks to John Bold, and thanks to Alan Green for sending this out to me for review. Would I recommend the kit? Yeah, I would recommend it, but have a think about that top cap. If you whether the mod's great, the flavour from these coils is excellent, and that's what's swaying me to recommending it, because the flavour from these coils is absolutely on a par. It really is really good. I get some cracking flavour from this PLEX3D coil, and it is really, and for $9.99 for a pack of 5, it is a good price as well. That's here in the UK. I think Source Vaping 101 are selling them, and it really is a cracking device for a carry out. You know, it's quite stealthy, it's quite small in the hand. I haven't got mega big hands, but it's quite small, and it's going to last. It's the battery's lasting quite a while, to be fair, because you can run them. I could run this at 50 watts. Let's just go down to 50 watts. I could run this at 50 watts and be plenty satisfied. 50 watts. When I'm normally an 80-90 watt vapor on, you know, things like the Luxottic DF, and for which I have like 2 of. I run RDAs a lot, and RTAs like this, and I'm upwards of 80, 90, 100 watts. But this for take to work or a carry out is really good. Don't know the pricings of what the full kit's going to be, but it is built solid. It's built solid. Apart from I've got very tiny little bit of rattle, but that's just like nitpicking now. But thanks anyway to John Bold and Alan Green for sending this out to me, and I hope you watch the next review of mine. Thank you guys.